Hey guys, leave for the FLW Cup this coming week. Really excited about getting out there. The fishing is not going to be very good because Lake Ouachita is kind of notoriously a pretty tough place to fish. You know, I get a couple of different things that I'm going to go do. Throw some top water. You know, that's notoriously been a really good thing to throw, especially in the late summertime, July, August, September time frame. But another thing I'm going to do is fish some brush piles. You know, last couple of years it's been there. Brush piles have definitely played a big factor, but I'm gonna give you a tip kind of hidden inside of this whole deal. So one of the big things that everybody likes to throw at Lake Ouachita around brush piles, and pretty much what you like to throw and I like to throw, is a 10-inch worm, 11-inch worm on a Texas rig or a big shaky head. But you know what? The fish do get conditioned to those big worms eventually. So if they see enough big worms over and over and over, they're gonna eventually stop eating them, just like anything else. Fish are actually a lot smarter than we give them credit for. So one thing that I like to do when I hit a situation where the fish are really pressured, instead of going ultra finesse, and I'm saying like Ned rigs and shaky heads and drop shots and going super light lines, small 4-inch worms and that kind of stuff, one thing you can do is go just downsize your worm a little bit. So this right here is a Larew 8-inch hooktail worm. It's still got the curl tail. It's a small curl tail. This is an old school worm, but 1000% still catches the crap out of fish, lack of a better term. The old hooktail worm, 8-inch hooktail worm, just has just enough action. It's really subtle in the water, has a real subtle action with that real small hooktail, but still carries a little bit more of the size. So if you put your 10-inch worm or 11-inch, 12-inch worm in the water and you drag it through the water, and you're going to see that tail just constantly vibrating. It's going to be throwing off a big vibration through the water. I don't care if you're pulling it slow or pulling it fast, it's still going to have that big vibration. By using a smaller hook tail or a smaller moving tail bait, but still carries the length profile of your 10-inch worm, you're going to put a lot of fish in the boat. And that's one of the big keys that I'm going to use next week at the FLW Cup. So instead of going and drop shotting and jigging a spoon and doing those things, throwing shaky heads around them, I'm still going to try to target those big bass by using a downsized power presentation. So that's what I really consider an 8-inch hooktail worm. You know, there's a lot of different worms out there, like your vibe style worms, like a mag trick worm or mag ultra vibe worm. Something that has a little bit of kick, but not so much that it's moving a ton of water. Just a little bit of movement, but still carrying the bulk and the length. That's extremely important. I'm fishing it on an unpegged weight, Texas rig weight, about 1/4 ounce. You don't want anything too heavy. You still want it to kind of float down there. You still want that worm to kind of track behind your weight when it falls. That's extremely important. And using a little bit lighter line, but not too light. You know, you're fishing around brush, you're fishing around timber and rock. You don't want to go down to like 6 and 8, because I promise you right now, you're fishing these brush piles just like I will be, you're going to have a chance of catching a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pound fish, which I hope I catch an 8 pounder, but I mean, there's chances I might not. But if I do, I want to make sure I have good line. In this case, I'm throwing 15 pound Seagar and Vizex. You know, anything around that 14 to 17 range is pretty good. 20 is a little bit excessive. I feel like you're really decreasing your bites that you're going to have with 20-pound line. But actually going to like a 14, 15, 16, 17-pound line mark, you're going to still get a lot of bites, but you're going to be able to get those fish out of cover, especially when you hook a big one. I always fish mine on either a mag bass worm rod 1, or I fish it on a spinnerbait rod. It's a Team Loose Custom Pro rod. This one right here is a 610 medium heavy. You know, we all are grown up around all these rods where you need like a 7.5 footer. You know, everybody says you need a 7.5 foot for this, a 7.5 foot for that. I'm telling you right now, you can go out there with a 6.6 medium heavy and still be able to set the hook on these fish if you pay attention and you fish slow. In this case, I'm fishing the 610. But the one thing you do need is a good bait casting reel. You need something that's like a 7.5 to 1, 8.5 or 8.3 to 1 gear ratio. I'm just using the Team Loose Magnesium. Really, you just need a fast gear ratio to be able to catch up with those fish. They're not going to move really fast this time of year, especially around brush in deep water and really hot temperatures. Because the thing is they're already kind of sluggish. They're post-spawn. They're still trying to regain that that weight that they've lost throughout the spawn. So you just need a fast reel to be able to keep up the pace of the fish that when it's swimming around. But if you put all those things together, you fish that hooktail worm or a long, small tail soft plastic, and put all those ingredients together, you're going to put more fish in the boat. And I hope so much next week when I fish the FLW Cup, I put it together and win that tournament, because I'm telling you right now, it's a life-changing event, and I couldn't be more grateful for what the opportunity that I have in front of me. So check it out next week when I win the FLW Cup. It's probably going to be on something like that. So thanks for watching.